Chapter 5. The Adventures of the Second Dervish. When it was the turn of the second dervish, he settled himself cross-legged and began with a poem. Friends, hear this story of a fakir. Listen from the beginning to the end. Hear what no doctor can cure. Pain beyond any treatment. O you wearers of the dervish robe, I am a prince of the kingdom of Persia. It is a wonderful country which produces great men. I was reared in this atmosphere, and by the age of 14 I was accomplished in every science known to us. It was my habit to listen to tales of faraway countries, and to spend time with distinguished people, hearing many interesting things. One day, one of my companions said to me that, although man himself was not to be relied upon, certain human actions caused a man's name to endure until the resurrection. I showed interest at this, and said that I wanted to know more, so this wise man told me the story of Hatim Tai, the most generous man who ever lived. Chapter 6. The Generosity of Hatim Tai. Once upon a time, he said, a certain Arabian king was jealous of Hatim Tai and advanced upon him to do battle. But Hatim, deciding that it was not right for him to spill innocent blood, just to maintain his own position, went and hid in a mountain cave, merely to make sure of his own safety. As soon as his enemy, Norfal, heard that Hatim Tai had disappeared, he seized all his property, and offered a reward of 500 gold pieces for the king. One day, a certain poor old man and his wife were collecting wood near Hatim's cave. The woman said, "If only we could find Hatim Tai and take him to Norfal, we would be rich, and our labours and sufferings would be at an end." "Why should such a thing happen to change our fate?" her husband asked of her. But Hatim overheard. He stepped out from his hiding place and said, "Friend, I am Hatim Tai. Take me to Norfal and collect the reward." The old man answered, "Truly, this would make sure of our own well-being, but what will he do to you? I could not have your blood on my hands, and irrespective of how long I have to live, I would still have to answer to God." "I come of my own free will, and you are not blameworthy in any way," said Hatim. Again and again the ancient refused, but Hatim now said, "Unless you take me, I shall myself go to Norfal and tell him that you are hiding me in the mountain cave." The old man was arguing about this when other people who were around, hearing the altercation, collected and recognized their former king, arrested him and took him to Norfal. The old man followed them, loudly lamenting with his wife. When Norfal said, "Who apprehended him?" some miscreant said, "Who but me?" and someone else claimed that with great difficulty he had tracked Hatim down. Both demanded the reward. The old man stood silently, weeping for Hatim, his king. Then Hatim spoke. "This is the truth. This old man is the cause of my being brought here. This is my own witness from my own tongue. Come, reward him." Norfal called the woodcutter forward and asked him to tell the real facts, which the old man recited correctly from beginning to end. When he heard of this ultimate generosity of the refugee king, Norfal was astonished. He said, "Hatim Tai, your generosity has not even stopped at giving up your own life." Instead of the money, the liars were given an equal number of lashes. As soon as this was done, the usurping king realized that to harbour feelings of enmity towards a man of the character of Hatim Tai was far from the requirements of chivalry. He took Hatim by the hand, saying to him, "If your being is so, why should you not be so?" He gave 500 gold pieces to the old woodcutter and restored his kingdom to Hatim Tai. Chapter 7. The second dervish resumes his tale. As soon as I had heard this story, I realized that surely, if Hatim Tai, as an Arabian tribal sheikh, could gain such historic glory through individual actions, I, king of Persia, should attain a similar blessing. As a man gives in this worldly life, so shall he receive in the next. I immediately ordered a huge building with 40 doors to be built. I started to sit at one or more of the doors in turn, giving out money to anyone who desired it. And this is what happened.